Welcome to MAGI, Multi-Agent Generated Indicators. This is our machine learning trained on over 10 years worth of U.S. price action in the stock market. And we're going to share with you some additional information today. You have seen calls, longs, shorts, puts. We actually have a more complex set of data to share. And that includes these contrary moves to the dominant move MAGI detects. As you know, nothing just goes straight up. You'll get pullbacks along the way, even in very strong moves. And MAGI does see this. We haven't published this information until now. Remember, this is not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. So let's take a look. Okay, this is my Twitter, and my feed here shows HES, Microsoft, and some other tickers. And what you're seeing here is this particular ticker, HES, that was generated on 9/3, or the 3rd of September. That's when the signal was generated from MAGI at the close of business. That signal reached its $130.35 target on the 5th of September. Then I tell you, HES reiterated a signal, and it did so on the 6th when we ran MAGI with that data close of business, or EOD, end of day. And with that new signal, the expected lower range is $125.05 to $124.43. There is a contrarian move up to this range. Could be up in the 127.56 to 131.98 range. And this is, of course, for a 20-day time period. And I tell you this on Microsoft as well. So Microsoft had a target of $405.39 that was generated on the 3rd, and it actually reached that target on the 4th of September. It was reiterated again when we ran MAGI last Friday after close of business, or after close of market, EOD, end of day. And it has a much lower range. So it shows that Microsoft will be trading in a much lower range. So those of you who have shorts on Microsoft over the weekend, congratulations. If MAGI is correct, you're going to be seeing this kind of low range going forward. So the contrarian move, though, would be that it might move up before this happens. When does that happen? Well, I'm not telling you any sort of sequence. What I am telling you is that there could be a contrary move before there's additional move downward. It could actually come back up, trade in this range for a little while, and then come back down to this range. Now, I also provide kind of a summary in all one post here, and then you can see visually what I'm trying to convey, which is that ADM is a continuation. If it's blue, these are brand new signals. They were not on the list on the 3rd, and these showed up as new ones. The other ones have already been generated, and they're continuations, they're reiterations of the same ticker with new targets. Let's go ahead and go over to LinkedIn, and here you can see, very similar here. I explain quite a bit. Oof, I have a lot of text there, and I'm sorry because there's just a lot of information. If I'm really trying to break this down into bite-sized chunks, then I'm going to have a lot of chunks. So let's go ahead and look at Microsoft, since that's one we were looking at on Twitter. We can kind of compare what the post looks like. Microsoft, generated from this date, reached its target of that amount on the 4th. Reiterated, now that's not to say that this amount was reiterated, it's the ticker itself. Microsoft was reiterated on this date, end of day, with much lower range. And that's what I'm basically telling you here. Now, I didn't explain specifically that there are some contrarian moves until later in the post, right down here. In fact, I should have mentioned Microsoft's contrarian moves, possible moves. I look to have left that one off. I may update this by the time you get on to this post. I'm really trying to give you the richness and fullness of what the MAGI data really means, because it's not just Microsoft is going up 3% or going down 3% sometime in the next 20 days. There's a lot more data to it than that. We really do want this information to go to people who know how to use it and who can appreciate it. As you can imagine, if we give you a signal close of business and we're giving you the triggered price. Triggered price is obviously based on the end of day or close of market price. And by the time you start trading that the following Monday or Tuesday, depending on how many days have passed over the weekend, you will notice that there have been after hours or before hours trading, and people can't always get the entry price that they want. In and out signal, that's up to you. We're not providing you a trading plan here. These are less signals, maybe that's the wrong word for these, and more predictions, just price predictions, telling you that we see that price is going to go from this price to that price, either up or down, and variable prices in between along the way. No particular sequence. If you're a technical trader and you have a sense of where you think the market's going, and you can take a look at what MAGI thinks and go, I know what to look for in the charts, or I know what to look for in the price action. What happens when you trade is up to you. We're giving you a hint, we're giving you a clue based on our machine learning about where price is going, and I hope you appreciate that. So we are now featuring Japanese market data. And as you also can see from my LinkedIn, we are now featuring Japanese market data. And I'll go back to Twitter and show you that one as well. So we have that here on the Nikkei. And where is that in terms of the shared sheet? You should be able to see that here on this shared file. Notice that we are expanding our coverage and advancing this project. Hope you enjoy the content. Thank you so very much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.